Hello everyone, this is Dion Soul. I hope everyone is doing well, and as you see before you, you are looking at the King Air 350 by Airfoillabs. This airplane is a very highly detailed airplane. For me, in my hangar, I can only speak for myself, it is the top of the line. It's the best of the best. For me, I have nothing better. It is extremely detailed. This is a study level aircraft, meaning there is no forgiveness. If you screw up big time, and the airplane will go down. You've got to watch, you got to know what you're doing when you're flying this airplane. They have modeled every detail as high as they could with the limitations of flight simulation to the real aircraft that they used to model with. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I wish all airplanes were this way, but obviously they're not. But over here at the xplane.org store, let me jump over here, and this is where you can pick up the King Air 350 from Airfoillabs. It's $49. Is it worth the $49? Even in the analog state that this is in, and I'll touch on that here in a minute. It is worth the $49.95. This airplane gives you an opportunity to grow. It gives you the opportunity to be able to start out where you can just jump right in this airplane, get in the air and fly and have fun, and then if you want to peel those onion layers back and go through the manual and get your nose into the manual, you can get right down to where you know this airplane like the back of your hand. And that is very impressive. Now, Airfoillabs has done the same thing with a Cessna 172. I don't own the Cessna 172, but they've done the same thing. So for me, and my personal experience, this is the top of the top, the creme of the creme. This is epic airplane. Now, when I said about analog, is because if you go, this is the menu system right here, and I'll touch a little bit about this as we go through this. Through the airplane, but the main one I want to focus on right now is the bottom one, which is basically the settings. What got my interest in saying analog is it says Airfoillabs King Air 350 analog version 1.0 beta 1. So they released this airplane as a beta, I guess. At least that's what it says right here in the description. So we did get a beta, and which, you know, I guess they just wanted to get it out and recover their costs in their development time, and so far it's been pretty good. So I'm not, because it says it's a beta, I'm not really complaining. And also you notice that the copyright is 18, so maybe this particular slide that they're using for your menu system is old because of the fact that we're in 2019 now. Heck, we're already in almost half the year, or the first quarter is already gone. But at any rate, so it says analog version, and so that means maybe we'll be getting a digital version, and a digital version, I interpret that as we will be getting a King Air, it's not Air King, King Air 350i. And if we get a 350i, that does have the Collins ProLine flight deck with all the touch screens and all the goodness that me as a modern aviation pilot would want. And so if they are working on that, that would be epic. And even if it was a, let's say, a $15 or $10 or $15 add-on pack, that would allow you to do that, because basically it's the same airplane, except for the avionics package and a few other things that the 350i has over the 350. This model is a 2002 model. The 2003s and newer started getting the modern avionics that me and other flight simulators would want. Matter of fact, I have one of my flyers that flies with on the SimBuddy network with me. The reason why he didn't pull the trigger is because he was expecting the 350i. In their literature at the start of development, they were saying, we read somewhere, and I read it and he also read it at different times, so it's not that we talked about it, that the developer did say 350i. There was 350i was floated around in the forums and in the conversations, and that's not what we got. Not a big deal. The airplane is still awesome airplane. Regardless, if they do give us a digital version and it is a 350i and it's like a $15-20 upgrade, or $10 upgrade or whatever, I'm cool with that. I am totally down with having the Collins Pro line touchscreen avionics package and all the updates. This has kind of the BSR upgrade. I believe it's BSR is the manufacturer. It's basically an upgrade that for King Air owners in the real world would have. That basically it takes your standard King Air that does not have winglets and upgrades with the winglets, upgrades the power plant where you remove the 4-bladed prop and you put a 5-bladed prop in that's replaced, and then some other enhancements that are under the hood that you don't really see all that much with the BSR upgrade. This particular flight, this particular model appears to have somewhat of a BSR upgrade in the context of we have the winglets. Take that with a grain of salt because I could be wrong in that assessment, and if I am, I am. It's all right, because regardless we do. But I would like to have a 5-bladed prop. That would be kind of cool. That'd be the first airplane I would own that would have a 5-bladed prop. But anyway, so that's pretty much the history, the quick little synopsis of this airplane. Highly detailed. Highly recommend the airplane. It's worth the $49.95 hands down because of the level of detail and the fact that, like I said at the start, you can start out small and with no experience in the King Air, and then slowly amp your knowledge up and just get deeper and deeper into it, where you become a master of the airplane over time. This airplane does have settings where you can remember its last state, which I have off for right now because, again, I'm learning in the airplane. So all the things that would compromise my education in the airplane, I'm kind of turning those off until I get. You can do the remember the state scenario, while the switches and buttons and dials and knobs are all where you left them and that sort of thing. I didn't want that line of complexity just yet, so that's why I have it off. Everything else I have on. I don't have the passengers or the pilots because it's okay, but it's not. Like if I put the passengers in right now and I close them. Once you start the airplane, they magically appear, and if I'm out here running around doing stuff, you still see them. And in this case, it's not because I haven't started the airplane yet. But it's kind of like it kind of freaks out, and it's kind of weird. And it's kind of creepy looking at looking at the rag dolls sitting there, stagnant. They're not moving around. They don't. All the aircraft developers have not figured out a way, probably because of frame rates of your sim, to be able to animate passengers in an airplane. They're just all mannequins, and it just looks kind of weird. But anyway, so like I say, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this airplane. Let's get started on this thing. So the first thing we need to do is, we already know that we're going, as you see in the in the description above, that we're going to fly from Vancouver to Yellowknife, and so we need to get this thing some fuel. What I've done is I purposely zeroed out everything, and so then that way we can fill it all up for realism purposes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up this. Now the advantage of opening up this is automatically we get our our little handy dandy truck here. Now, because we are in liters and the system is set up for gallons, let me see if I can go in here and change this to liters real quick. See if that makes a difference on our. No, it still says US gallons right here. So by me switching this over, it did not change this. Let me close this out here. No, we don't do that. Close this out. Let's open it back up. Now it still says gallons. Okay, I just did that for myself because I didn't know what it was. So at any rate, so then we can go back here and let's put this back to pounds and gallons. Okay, all right. So anyway, so I just learned something right there with you guys. I just learned something. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and fill this bad boy up. And our fuel price for here was like $1.70 a liter. And I don't know what that equates to gallons. So I'm going to go with, I believe it was Santa Ana pricing. And Santa Ana pricing was $3.67 a gallon, I think it was. So I'm going to take advantage of that low price. And we'll go ahead and fill this up. And 79 cents a gallon. Okay, close enough. And then the fuel rate, we're going to increase the fuel rate to right about there. And you can see now this, we're going to put 166 gallons in this. So we're going to put 160. Oh, we got to put in our got our ground. We got to put our ground on. The purpose of the ground is for static discharge. So then that way we don't have static discharge on the you know, when you're filling it up and creating all kinds of drama with that. So that's why we have the ground. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and click on the little filler, and we'll go ahead and fill this up to when the gallon says 166 gallons. See this, there's no airplane in the in X-Plane right now, or at least for me that I personally have, has this. This is the only airplane I own that can do this. I wish all my airplanes, all my payware airplanes could do this. I wish there was a mod out there that would get this detail. That would be epic. But there's not. Okay, so let me back this off a little bit. And then I just get to 166. And there we go. See, we're already at $629 US for the fuel for where we're going. And we'll go ahead and go on around over here. I wish X-Plane would create a first-person shooter mode, or first-person mode, that would make it so you can use your WAZ keys, and then it's basically like if you were in a first-person shooter with the better frame rates and everything else. I wish you can have that ability, but that's just not available. Now this one right here, that was the main tank, or yeah, that was the main tank. This is the auxiliary tank. This one right here, we're just going to fill this up to the brim. So we'll just jack this thing up to fuel rate high. Click on the nozzle, and we'll just fill this up until the tank says it's full. And we're going to wash and repeat on the other two tanks as well. See, I get geeked out on all this. Now we're full. Takes care of that. I get geeked out on this because you can sit here and, you know, this is what you'd be doing in a real airplane, which is pretty damn neato. And we'll come over here as we're in our out-of-body experience, basically. And we'll come on over here and fill this bad boy up to 179 gallons, or to what's nothing's left. I'm giving us a little bit of contingency because I actually, when I flew up here from Vegas up here to Vancouver, I actually did mid-air or in-air refueling, which is not realistic, but I had to, because if I didn't, I would have fell out of the sky. And to avoid that happening again, I'm making myself a little bit better in my fuel calculations, so I don't do that again. And then here we got to put 166 gallons, so we are at 324, so that's 180, 90, 109, so that would be 3 or 4, 80, and then 9, yeah, so 490 gallons. Sorry that my math is not as fast. I am not a walking computer. Anyway, so we'll take this up to 490 gallons, and then that's how much it's going to cost for our fuel for this trip. Now, if I had my own spreadsheet and I was doing my own, which I'm seriously considering, because of the drama that I had last night, this flight that we're doing today, and we went a little over. That's all right. We're good. I'm not going to worry about that much. Because of the flight that I did this flight last night, and I did a night flight, and unfortunately, SimBuddy servers, I lost communication with SimBuddy servers, whether it was their side, my side, whatever, don't know. But the end result was my 3 hours and 45-minute flight that I did, which is what this is going to take. I ended up losing. It was a total waste of my 3 hours and 45 minutes of my time. Kind of pissed me off, to be frankly blunt and honest with you. I was very annoyed at that because, like, you know, I spend this time and you're going to do this stuff to me. So anyway, so we got that taken care of there. The fuel truck is done. We'll go ahead and get rid of the fuel truck now. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go around and get rid of all the tie downs and everything else. And then we'll do another another walk around with the lights, make sure all the lights are working and everything. So what we're going to do is we'll go over here and get rid of this tie down. Alrighty, hello future me. So this is a voiceover done after the fact, just to go through. I just sped up the process in doing the walk around for the aircraft, because the aircraft is such highly detailed and such, you know, you got to do this, do that, cross your T's, dot your I's. I decided just to go ahead and speed this section up, because it's the same every time with every time you do this flight if you start out cold and dark, and which I like to do. I like this. This is what you know, geeks, you know, aviation geeks and flight simulation geeks get all geeked out on. That's a lot of geeks in one little sentence there, but that's what we like. And so right now we're just going through I'm going through the process and getting the airplane all set up and ready to go. And you can see the raining effects, which are really cool, and the going around doing the checking the fluid, make sure that all the fuel, it doesn't have any contaminants in it, which it wouldn't, because when I started this airplane out at the start of the video, you saw me fill the tanks up, because I was from just empty. The only contaminants would be in there as if you'd be coming off of the truck, if the truck had a problem. And just making sure everything is clear, making sure that there's no issues whatsoever, and just getting the airplane ready to go, checking the exit lights, making sure the exit lights are working properly, and just going through the checks and the process of that sort of thing. Also noticed through this trial and error process, I did notice that the boost of the tail boost, what do you call the damn thing? Having a brain fart. Didn't matter if the boost was on or off with the rudder, and now we're gonna get back to normal. Let's just get going here. Let's start the engines and get going. This is where you I'm purposely avoiding a bunch of steps that I know are going to be fine anyway. So we'll go ahead and get the inverters off. We got the generator on. We got the battery on. Because we've got the GPU going here, what we're going to do is, with the external power on, we are going to start engine number 1 here instead. Start that one first. So go down, start that one, and then once we get enough to about 16 or so, I'll introduce fuel. Alrighty, so we're looking good, stabilizing out. Now what we're going to do is we are going to switch to generator on, reset, generator on, sense on. Okay, let's see if we have generator power. We do, because this needle's not going down. That's interesting. We're going across all of them. That's interesting. We should be only going through one. So let me put this back off. Generator's off. Triple fed. So it's still getting from the battery or from something else. Now what we're doing is we're going to get rid of the external power. What I want to get rid of. I want to start engine number 2. Now generally when I start engine number 2, this getting the proper sequence down is what I'm still working on, because once I start once I start this one, generator or engine number 2, you're going to see this thing go to hell. There it is. And I don't know why. I'm doing something wrong. I'm not following the sequence. I just got to learn it. And we'll go ahead. I'll recover from it, but I'm definitely doing something wrong. You can see the temperature starting to climb. Because it's, I think the generator's working really, really hard. But I don't, yeah, you can see. The generator's working really, really hard right now. Look at those amps. So the generator's working really, really hard right now. So as soon as I get that taken care of, get rid of that. And we'll go ahead and hear it going back up. And you can see the battery is charging right now. You can see the amps are down. So like I said, I did this not exactly in the proper sequence, but now we're going to be good to go. Now we should not have any more problems. Alright, we'll go ahead and arm. See, I don't know. Again, another area that I need to work on that I haven't learned yet is the prop test, the governor stop thing, and what you're supposed to do. That procedure, I'm real fuzzy on that. All right, so we got all that done. Everything appears to be okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the avionics.
Vancouver INTL information mic. 1600 Zulu weather. Wind 080 M11.
Turn everything on.
10. Rain. Sky conditions 800 view. 2,800 scattered. 5,800.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to
temperature 7.
The bleeds in.
6. Altimeter 3003. Arriving runways 08 right. 08.
What is our altitude?
Left.
Yeah, see where altitude's fine.
08 right.
Pitch trim on, rear boost on.
08 left. Advise
all
on
those
initial
on.
contact you have mic.
Because we're doing 27,000 feet today, we're going to go ahead and put this at 27,000 feet.
Information mic. 1600 Zulu.
That is where we're going to be at there.
080 M11. Visibility more than 10. Rain. Sky conditions 800 view.
We're not going to use this, but I'll just leave it. I'll go ahead and turn it on, and it'll come to life here in
temperature 7.
a minute or so.
2.6.
If it doesn't, I don't really care.
Altimeter 3003.
I'll use it anyway.
Arriving runways 08
Autopilot.
08 left. Departing runways 08 right.
Autopilot
08
on.
08 left.
Okay.
Advise on initial
Yaw
contact
on.
you have mic.
And then we go ahead and go back here. Turn the yaw on. There it is.
Vancouver INTL information mic. 1600 Zulu.
And all those buttons work and everything is sexy there.
080 M11.
We just gotta wait for this to
More
come
than
up.
10. Rain. Sky conditions 800 view.
Okay, make sure nothing
scattered.
else is
5,800
strangling up here that keeps us from getting in the air, because we're running out of time now. We're getting pressed against time now. Okay, oxygen, that's on. Everything else is all set and ready to go except for my environmentals here.
Runways 08 right. 08 left.
Do a quick
Advise
test.
on initial contact.
Stall warning, landing gear warning, right here. Just tells me that, hey, you know, landing gear's not down. Over speed. Cabin temperature test, which is up there.
Vancouver INTL
If I go
information
up,
November.
you can see altitude.
1600 Zulu weather.
Either too high or too low.
080 M11. Visibility
That's good
more
there.
than
We'll get
10.
rid of this.
Sky conditions 800 view.
We're all set right at 50 degrees inside the cabin right now.
5,800
So that should, let's go ahead and do
2.6. Altimeter
increase by 1.
3003. Arriving runways
Get this thing up to right around 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Departing runways
It is a Fahrenheit, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
08.
This thing does not have a Hobbs meter. I was expecting this flight to be the Hobbs meter, and it's not. It's just the flight time. Just for this flight, it's calculating the flight time, or when you start the engines. I was expecting a Hobbs meter. And what we're missing? Oh, I know what we're missing. Inverters.
1600 Zulu weather.
And what I should have done is went backwards,
080 M11.
then on,
Visibility more than 10.
backwards,
Rain.
and then on.
Sky conditions.
And these, now this right here should come alive here in a minute.
2,800 scattered. 5,800 broken, temperature 7, dew point 6. Altimeter 3003.
And we are going to be at 27,000 feet.
Right, 08,
Get that out of the way.
08 left. Departing runways 08 right, 08, 08 left. Advise on initial contact. You have
and the only thing we got left to do is pull this for our air and then our auto feather test, and then on.
Vancouver INTL information November.
And we need to cycle through this again.
Weather. Wind
1002, 1003.
Visibility more than 10.
Now these should come on, and then when they're, then they should all come up here in a second.
2,800 scattered, 5,800 broken, temperature 7.
Okay, we got everything is clear. We have no
Altimeter 3003.
no enunciators. That's good.
Arriving runways 08 right, 08, 08
Now,
left. Departing runways 08
this is
right,
where I wish they,
08,
if they're going to keep the analog and not give us the King Air 350i, then put this in. You know, instead of me having to use the 2D panel, incorporate this into the avionics. That would be nice. I'd be a happy camper on that.
Vancouver INTL information November. 1600 Zulu weather. Wind 080 at 11.
All right.
Visibility more than
We need to
10.
go to the menu.
Rain.
We got to
Sky
build this
conditions
thing.
800.
Okay, so now we get to build our flight plan.
5,000.
Flight plan build. We're taking off
Temperature 7, dew point 6.
runway 8.
Altimeter
I think he's what he's
3003.
squawking in the background there.
Arriving runways 08 right, 08, 08 left.
Yeah. Oh,
Departing
we got
runways
we got a
08
08 center on this
08,
airport.
08 left.
Okay.
Advise
All
on
right, step
initial
climbs.
contact.
We don't
You
want
have
step
November.
climbs. We want to know what our... Okay, there it is. So we are going to go... I need to turn him off because he's making noise. All right, and now what we need to do is see if we can get a departure. Give me a departure. We're taking this one. We were... it says runway right. We're taking runway right. This is not exact. I'll have to fudge this. And then we're going to go to a CYVR. VR. Okay, and then we got to go direct. No. Stand corrected. No direct. Go here. We go. Airway is 347. 347 all the way to Gari, I guess, Gari. So we go to Gari, and then we got to go direct to House, H-O-W-S-E, House, and then from House, we go J258 all the way to YQU, right? Yep. Go to there. Then from YQU, we take 26 all the way to Yellowknife, and then we put in CYZF, Yellowknife, and then our procedure, our arrival, is none. So our is going to be 34. So we'll do a GPS. Well, we can do an ILS 34. That's fine. RNAV or ILS. Let's do an ILS. That way, if it's dark, I mean, if it's bad, we can deal with it. Okay. So our flight plan is in, but in case we lose power, I'm going to store this flight plan. So there's our flight plan in case we have a problem. And I see it did not. I just downloaded an update for the GTN 750, and I was curious if it was going to take over the avionics, and it did not. Okay, this is normal operating thing, so okay. I forgot that every time you go into that menu, it puts that other menu in there, so. Okay, so that takes care of that. And I think we got our flight plan in, we got that in, we got this in, we're burning fuel. We're gonna run out of fuel if we don't get off the ground. Quick synopsis, quick check. Pido's on, so because it's raining, I'm expecting us to have a little bit of icing. I won't turn that on just yet. We got 3 green, recognition light, we'll turn that on. Ice light, we'll turn that on for more visibility. Strobe, we won't turn that on. Landing lights until we're at the runway. Heat, how are we doing on heat? Okay, heat, we're fine on. We're up to 70 something degrees, so Fahrenheit, so we're good to go there. Okay, so we're fine. We are ready to, we are 48 minutes into this airplane, and we just finally got the engine started, and now we're ready to taxi. So what I need to do now is I need to bring up my pilot to ATC, and let's copy our IFR clearance.
King Air 2 Delta Mike ready to copy IFR clearance.
King Air 2 Delta Mike is cleared to Charlie Yankee Zulu Foxtrot as filed. Expect departure runway 08 right. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 6126.
King Air 2 Delta Mike is cleared to Charlie Yankee Zulu Foxtrot as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 6126.
King Air 2 Delta Mike read back correct. Altimeter 3004 contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Altimeter 3004 ground on 121.7 King Air 2 Delta Mike.
That's weird. It's halving it. My altimeter setting. That's weird. Oh well, 3005 then. I can't change it, so I don't know why it's why it's going half like it is. But I'm not going to worry about it. That's why I like digital. All right, so we're good to go there. All set and ready to go. So I need to minimize that window. I need to put the taxi route is not calculated. If you have clearance, taxi to taxi, just taxi. Oh, that's because I didn't hit taxi yet. That's why, duh. Okay, so now I need a taxi.
King Air 2 Delta Mike ready to taxi.
We don't need a pushback.
King Air 2 Delta Mike taxi to runway 08 right via taxiways Whiskey, Delta, Hotel, Lima, Lima 4, hold short runway 13, and runway 08 right.
Wow.
Taxi to runway 08 right via taxiways Whiskey, Delta, Hotel, Lima, Lima 4, hold short runway 13, and runway 08 right King Air 2 Delta Mike.
And here's our taxi route. So we gotta go all the way over here, zip on around, come on over, and then get to where we need to be. Interesting. Alrighty then. So we need to spin ourselves around 180 degrees and we'll taxi. Parking brake released. And we need to spin ourselves completely all the way around. And of course now the frame rates go to hell. And that is extremely cold coffee. I just took a swig of. I like the little raindrops. That's pretty cool. We're still behind the flight line, so I'm looking for the taxi line. I'll just follow what they got here. There is the taxi line. This airplane does taxi fast. So you really got to be on the brakes. So there's Delta. Now you need to take Delta. I gotta get my eyeball a little higher until I start seeing the nose. Okay, there's the nose right there. That will be my takeoff or landing, so I can see the runway better. Alright, so there's my normal. It's kind of low rider, kind of cruising. No big deal. Happy-go-lucky. And then this is when I'm serious. I gotta land this bad boy. Alright. So that takes care of that. I need to slow down. We're doing 25 knots over the ground at the moment. We're gonna get a speeding ticket. We're not careful. And I'm getting rid of some menus that I don't need anymore. I can minimize this. SimBuddy is active. Let me see if SimBuddy actually sees me on the map. So what I'm trying to do, I wish there was an ability for a user to, like, I could put in the chat if I'm doing a live chat, where I can just tell the user to, hey, go over to simbuddy.com, and then you can watch my flight, that way too. But unfortunately, you have to actually, subscribe or be a member of SimBuddy. Yes, it's free, and then you could do it that way, but still, it's just like, just another, somebody wanting your information, kind of thing, which is kind of a bummer. So I am kind of all over the place because I'm trying to put myself here. Okay, there we go. And then we go like this. See, if I had the ability, or if you had the ability to see my flight, especially from live streaming or something like that, then minimize that. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Then you would see this. You could actually click on my airplane and then see how the progression is of my flight and everything, which would be kind of cool. But anyway, I need to stop here because I'm sitting here doing all this extracurricular activity stuff, and I need to watch where I'm going. Yeah, see, I need to make my turn right here. If I wouldn't have stopped, I just would have went right off straight forward, and that would not have been good. So we need to go this way.
King Air 2 Delta Mike clear to cross runway 13.
Well, thank you for telling me that.
Clear to cross runway 13 King Air 2 Delta Mike.
As my windshields are getting dirty. Yeah, the wind is right at our back right now. So yeah, I'm doing 21 knots on the ground right now. Vancouver's a pretty good sized airport. Outside temperature is 8 degrees Celsius, so I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. It's above freezing, I know that. Damn Americans. I can say that because I am one. Damn proud of it. Good, bad, and different. Okay, so we're going to sit here and spin around. Come up to this junction right here, make a left turn.
King Air 2 Delta Mike contact tower on 118.7. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 118.7 King Air 2 Delta Mike.
When pilot to ATC works, it's awesome. But getting it to work is the challenge part. All right, we'll stop right here. You see anybody coming in? I can't see. Yep. There's somebody way out in the distance there. They are on final, so we'll have to wait for them. All right, we gotta wait for them, so now I need to tell it we are ready to take off. Now, if pilot to ATC is working, like I just said, if it's working, it's awesome. If it's working, then if I should go to takeoff here, looking for it, there it is. I can say ready for takeoff.
Tower King
should
Air
tell me
2
to hold.
Delta Mike ready for departure runway 08 right.
Should tell me to hold short.
King Air 2 Delta Mike winds are 09er3 at 11 knots cleared for takeoff. Runway 08 right squawk 6126 maintain runway heading until above 1000 feet then turn right heading 183 to intercept course.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 08 right squawking 6126 maintain runway heading until above 1000 feet then right to 183 King Air 2 Delta Mike.
Should say read back correct, but like I said, I saw that airplane coming in. There it is. We're not gonna get out fast. Oh, we even got another one, but the other one's coming in on another runway. So we'll have to wait for this one. Come on, dude, land. I don't have a lot of fuel. I mean, I did put some contingencies, but come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Let's see if this is going to sound like a prop plane. For some reason, when these airplanes fly by, it's funny because they end up sounding like prop planes. You can do it. Land, baby, land. You can do it. What are you gonna do? You gonna sit there and just do a low pass? Really? Lay the way the hell down over there. Oh, that's fine. Now I gotta wait for this SOB to get off the damn runway so I can take off. Oh, he really flared that up high. Well, at least it wasn't under the ground, so that's good. The AI traffic was actually under the ground. You know, was taxiing all the landing gear and everything. All you can see is the wings and the fuselage and the tail. At least now I fixed that. Okay, get off the runway. Can I line up and wait? Oh, they already said I was ready to take off. So let me see if we have another plane coming in. Let's get out of here. Nope, I don't see another plane coming in. Okay, so let's go. We've been cleared for takeoff. We just gotta wait for that airplane to get the hell out of the way. Do everything's good, good. I can't see the airplane anymore. Did it phase out on me, or is it off the runway? Come on, stop. It didn't really like me stopping, does it? There he is. Or she is. It could be a she now. You never know. Equal opportunity here. Aviation's equal opportunity. Could be a he or a she. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off, and once we get straight in, straight in line here, we are 85. We'll go for a little bit, and then I'll say my goodbyes. I'm going to say goodbyes right now as we're climbing, and then once we get to final, then after the musical montage, we get to final. Then I will I'll come back and say a few words in closing, and that'll be the end of it. I'll have to do a voiceover because by the time we get there, my wife will be home, and so I won't be able to do anything unless she goes back out for some reason. So anyway, I am going to get this thing set up and ready to go here. We're going to use heading, altitude, heading, indicated airspeed is going to be our climb at 160 knots. One more look behind us just to make sure that we don't have an airplane coming in behind us. And we don't, but there is water on the ground. And then we got an airplane doing something there. They decided to line the other way. Okay, if we clip through that airplane, then so be it. I am not going to worry about it. All right, let's go. Remember, it's 4,000 feet. Climb to 4,000 feet, and then 2 minutes after, they'll give me higher clearances.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate.
Okay, somebody has started my flight.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Back off on my power. A lot.
Flaps indicates up.
Yeah, because I didn't use them. I didn't need to. And we'll just climb, climb, climb. Climb, climb, climb.
Traffic.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, you have traffic at 11 o'clock miles at 900 feet.
Well, it's telling me I need to make my turn a little bit, so I'll do that. I also need to trim out my I'm not trimming out my yaw. What's up with my yaw? Why my yaw's not trimming out? Alright, fine, then I'll go over here.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, climb and maintain 1,000 feet.
Alright, now.
Climb and maintain 1,000 feet. King Air 2 Delta Mike.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, contact Vancouver departure on 126.12. Have a good morning.
So now autopilot is on.
Departure on 126.12. King Air 2 Delta Mike.
And now it's time to raise hell and take names.
Departure King Air 2 Delta Mike, climbing to 1,000 feet.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, good morning. Radar contact.
And let's see. Now let's see if GPS is going to work. And I didn't see any change, so we're vectoring to YYR. Are we going to YYR? Let's have a look. I don't know if we are. Nope, we are not. We should have changed. And rotated to the next waypoint. So it did not grab. Now let's see if it'll take it. I go like this. And now it took it, so now it's going to curve around and go the right way. Go take a right instead of a left. Let's see what it does. So now you can see traffic up there at plus 26. See, we got rid of the water.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, you have traffic at 3 o'clock 3 miles at 3,100 feet.
Thank you for letting me know. Always good to know that sort of thing.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, you are off course.
I'm not. I'm
Turn
fine.
right heading 353 to return to course.
Okay, thank
Heading
you.
353 King Air 2 Delta Mike.
That's why I'm only doing a 160 knot climb, because that way I have more, you know, better turning radius to turn. What it's doing is it's going back to YVR, the VOR, and then it's going to turn again, as you can see right there. Right turn to 112 degrees. Is it making me do it, or is it doing it on its own? Okay, it's doing it on its own. Okay, so it's doing it on its own. It's following the flight path now. So that was a rocky start, because you can see VT or YVR right there. I was supposed to go to that point, and then it was going to turn me, but I didn't get that far. So whatever.
King Air 2 Delta Mike, climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
All I'm worried about
King
now
Air
is I
2
have enough
Delta
fuel.
Mike.
Because of all
King
the
Air 2 Delta
screwing around
Mike,
I was doing on the
resume
ground.
navigation.
See, now he's got.
Resume navigation King Air 2 Delta Mike.
See, now Pilot ATC is happy. And then once we level out, then I'll go ahead and zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, and then I'll catch you guys once we're on final. Providing if I have enough fuel. So yeah, it looks like we're alright. Alright, so let's... Oh, this is going to be incorrect information, because we are climbing right now, so we're... Yeah, see, we're going to be... But once we get in the air and we get to the altitude, that's all going to change. It's based on instant performance. So we should be fine. Okay. It is following the flight, and that's all I care about. So once we get stable, and it looks like we are just about stable. I just don't understand why my come on back. We need to go to right here, and our rudder trim. This should be our rudder trim right here. Oh, that's our aileron trim. Rudder trim is right here. Our rudder trim's a little off. Okay, there's our rudder trim. Trim this airplane out. Aileron trim. Get it straight. We're looking good there. Adjust our gyro a little bit. All right, so we are good to go. Our trim's set, everything is set. We can go ahead and increase our throttle just a little bit and get ourselves right back up to right at the top, 98%, 100% on our torque. Get this thing up there. And once I get to climb, and once I get up to altitude, then I will just pull back the props to 1500 RPM. and set the cruise, and then we'll be good to go. So without further ado, I'm going to just let this airplane. I'll static my image right there, so we have the same static image once we get to the other side. A little bit of how the sausage is made, and I will catch you guys once we get to on final to land over on Yellowknife. So I will see you here in a minute or two. Well, for you guys, a minute or two. For me, 3 hours from now. So there you go. That's just the way it works. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, we are back and on final. So we're just setting up here,
100 feet
and
minimums.
we're going to sit here and play around this ATC and try to get this ATC to work right. And I don't expect it to be very cooperative.
Field
Aircraft calling towers.
contact center
As
on
expected.
132.5. Center King Air 2
Here,
Delta Mike at
jumping like it is.
1,100 feet.
As I'm trying to land this bad boy, I am using
King Air 2
ILS
Delta
approach,
Mike
but
altimeter
unfortunately the
3003
ILS is
at
bobbing too
Yellowknife
much.
cleared for the ILS
So,
approach to runway 34
I'll
at
just
Yellowknife
land it
with
by
the
hand.
ZF transition.
Altimeter 3003 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 with the ZF transition. King Air 2 Delta
100
Mike.
feet.
And runway 33 is lined up, obviously, and kind of missed the touchdown mark right there. So now I've floated the airplane too long. And let's touchdown 3, 2, 1.
Props full.
And minus 172. So that's not a bad landing. All the scorching of the tires and whatnot's not too cool, but oh well. Tires just don't last as long, that's all. More money, more money, more money
40 knots.
on more tires. Alrighty, so we'll go over here and we'll park at the available parking stall. And welcome to Yellowknife, Northwest Territory, Canada, or Canada Northwest Territory. I don't know how they say it here, Yellowknife. Never been there in the real world, so I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. Take off. And well, that's what I'm trying to. That's my goal. My goal is to be able to build the YouTube channel up, and then eventually, when people start, when people have their feel that I'm worthy and start donating to the channel, that's my next level. Would be to actually get an airplane and actually start going to these places for real, and just progress my love of aviation and flight simulation and everything else. It all works together. All right, now it's gotta set the parking brake. Okay, we gotta set the parking brake. Okay, we gotta set the parking brake. Is it gonna lock this time? There we go. And get our flaps up. and just go through the shutdown procedure. And that is my old site, because my SciTech equipment is getting old, and so it's got dirt, dust, or something in there that's when you pull them back, they go into a different area. Now I speeded this one up here a little bit just so it expedites the shutting down procedure, and get all the switches all taken care of and all done, and go outside and smell the air, go around and put all the chocks on and put all the covers on, get all that taken care of here. Don't want to bore you with the extreme details. I think I bored you long enough. And I definitely appreciate you guys watching this video. Definitely like, subscribe, and if you feel that this if this video is worthy, I definitely appreciate you guys to donate. I do have some donation links in the description down below, which YouTube hates for me to do because that's taking their money that they think. So you got PayPal and you got Zella. I don't know. I've never been donated before yet, so we don't have to wait and see. But anyway, I definitely appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with all the jump cuts and everything else that I did. But I think to get this thing under an hour, or get this thing right around an hour, you have to do what you got to do. So you guys take care and you have yourselves a great one. This is Dion Soul. Take care, guys. Bye.